Right, United have made it absolutely crystal clear that the centre-half area is the huge area of need. The loss of Varane, Maguire's tactical shortcomings, Martinez's injury concerns, Johnny Evans. United desperately need someone who is reliable at the back that can provide us some defensive solidity for years to come. You've seen the links, right? We are in for Branthwaite, Euro, Todibo. But it seems like Ineos have accelerated talks to sign a player with quite a lot of pedigree that's just 24 years of age. And you know it is because you've seen the thumbnail and it's Matthijs de Ligt. Why are United interested in De Ligt? Isn't he injury prone, Steve? Isn't he slow, Steve? I spoke to Rio about this on Monday and I was saying, looks like we're in for De Ligt. And Rio wasn't entirely sure on him. He had opinions, shall we say, on him. I'm going to try and collar him this weekend when I go out to Germany, and I'll do a video on him again with Rio, and I'll get Rio's thoughts. So if you've got any questions specifically for Rio, bang them in the chat, and I'll ask him when I'm with him on Sunday. Like, let's keep it, tactical, technical, rather than like, who's your favourite partner? You know what I mean? Play the game. Right, lads, gather around. You have heard me banging on about Manscaped for ages, mainly discussing the virtues of a well-trimmed ball bag. But today we're going to move a little bit north, and something that you might have actually seen, my beard. Manscaped isn't just a master of below-the-belt grooming. They have conquered beard territory too. And I know this is groundbreaking news. Let's delve into the details. Now, we are all well acquainted with Manscaped's brilliance for the downstairs department. They've been many a saviour of many a date night and many a ball bag. And you know the Lawnmower 4.0 by now. I'm not going to tell you about any of the features for it, because if you don't know them, then you're never going to know them, right? It's a certified hero for the nether regions. But they're here for the beards now as well, and they've got the beard hedger. It is a cordless miracle worker that is both tough and gentle. It takes down facial forests in a single stroke. It's got 20 different lengths of settings. It gives you the power to totally customize your beard without cluttering up the bathroom and having a million different attachments. Now, they've also got another member of the band, and it's the Handyman. That is a dual-sided foil razor that has got your back, whether it's your face, whether you're going clean shaven or just tidying up a little bit around the neck. It is the epitome of comfort in the shaving world, and it's got a seamless and nick-free experience. So listen, if you want to give your beard the VIP treatment that it absolutely deserves, get over to manscaped.com, use the special code Howson. You're going to get 20% off and free shipping. And while you're grooming the jewels, let's not neglect the crown. With Manscaped, who said beauty had to be a pain? Let's keep it neat and tidy, top to bottom. So the links have come with quite a lot of mixed reactions, I think it's fair to say. But I think the analysis that I'm going to talk about, I think you'll agree we're getting him for the right price. And he could be a very, very solid signing. So as I mentioned, people absolutely have their doubts, right? And football is about opinions. And, a lot of opinions, even when they're opposing, can be still entirely valid on different players. But I think he does meet several of the requirements that are needed when playing at the very top level and within the system that it is that I think Ten Hag is trying to play at United. He is good on the ball, right? There's no one going to look at De Ligt and go, he can't pass it. He can't. No one's doing that. The guy can play, right? If you want to play out from the back, he is both strong and physical. He does have a decent bit of a long pass on him. I think it's probably an area that he can improve. But you can't look at him and say, no. He's untechnical. He's not. He's simply just not. I think something that De Ligt does really well is combining with midfielders. He plays not only just good combos of them, but he can put it into midfield at the right pace, the right foot, the right angle, and at the right time as well, because timing is as important as the actual act of doing it. We had years of arguments with people who rate Harry Maguire based off the fact that he's got this progression start in him, because Manchester United were left side heavy and he would be constantly passing it to Luke Shaw. It doesn't take into account that when he was playing a lot of those passes, he was playing it towards Luke Shaw's back foot, which causes Luke Shaw to come back and get it. It means there's more chance of Luke Shaw getting that ball, but it also limits what happens the next time. So he gets a nice little tick in the progression box, but the team doesn't progress. And I think that's what's really important about looking at the stats of people, is that you have to go, okay, these stats are pretty good. Let me see him and what does this actually translate to? Because sometimes they can be deceptive. I saw something the other day, which was Kobe Mainu. His overall contribution was less progressive than Rice for England. And you go, wait, I watched that game. That wasn't the case. It just wasn't the case. Kobe Mainoo was one of the only players on the pitch that was trying to drive England forward. And that's the problem with some of the stats. It doesn't take into account where those progressions take place, the circumstances those progressions take place, or at times when there's a little bit of risk involved in it, you still tried to play it and it was the right ball and maybe it didn't come off for a different reason. Like, there's context to all of this sort of stuff, and I think the context is entirely key. Now, De Ligt plays good combos. He's in the 90th percentile for progressive passes and the 96th percentile for pass completion. But it's not just a case of he's ticked a couple of those boxes. You're going to get high pass completion playing for Bayern Munich because of the way that they play. Okay, cool. Is he just keeping the ball? 90 percentile for progressive passes. Okay. Does that mean that he's actually progressing the play when we do that? You watch him play? Yes, he is. He is. He's making passes that make other people look good. He's getting it into them at the right time. He's holding the ball and drawing people in. And he's making passes that enable Bayern Munich to move the ball up the pitch nicely. You know, when you look at the FB ref scores for him, he's in the high 90 percentiles, 97s, 98s, 96s for all sorts of different metrics. Like passes into the final third, 92nd percentile. So he's not someone that's just keeping it safe, playing it around the back, knocking it to the fullback, taking it, knocking it to the next one. He's not doing that. He's getting the ball and he's really progressing it into different areas. Physically, I think that's a massive part of his game, and I think he's a real specimen. Does like to get tight to his opponents, can be extremely assertive and aggressive in his duels. That tightness, sometimes a bit of a problem when he comes up someone that's a little bit more agile, a little bit quick. He does need to choose when he decides to go right up against them or he stands off a little bit. Still young for a centre-half, despite the outrageous experience. And he isn't the fastest of centre-halves. And people read that and decide that means he's slow. No, he's just not the fastest in the centre-halves. He has more than enough speed to allow United to play a higher line, to play how Ten Hag wants, to play how Ten Hag has played with him in the team. The comparison to Maguire's speed is false. You know, he's more than quick enough in recovery when he's needed to be. I don't know why he's got this comparison to Maguire. Is it the physicality side of things? I can't explain it because I just don't see it. I don't think it's there, to be honest with you. And another aspect that I like, and I think that sets De Ligt apart, is that he's got leadership qualities and communication on the field. Despite being young, he's been good enough and entrusted enough to wear the armband for both club and country. He's got excellent ability to organise, motivate, communicate, drag people back positionally. And I think along with excellent communication skills, there is a natural leader in him as well. And I think when you also look at the fact that he's played for Ajax, Juventus and Bayern so young in his career, as well as extensive international experience, he's not going to be overawed by the pressure of playing for Manchester United. And I think that leadership extends beyond just being a bit vocal on the pitch as well. He's got actions, performances that I think inspire. He's got a determination and a work ethic that sets an example for teammates. Is he the sort of force multiplier that I think Martinez is? Don't know about that, to be honest with you. I think I put Martinez a slight bit higher up than him. But I think he's professional. And I think he's quite a passionate professional. And I like that. You know, whether it's directing the defence, motivating teammates, leading by example, there is leadership qualities in there and character in there. And I think that's been crucial in the success of some of the teams that he's represented. I think he ticks a lot of boxes for United. I really do. I really do. Now, against other centre-halves in the Bundesliga, defensive duel percentage 1, first. Accurate short passes, first. Dribble success rate, first. Accurate passes, second. Accurate passes forward, second. Accurate passes into the final third, second. Headed goals, second. Accurate progressive passes, third. You know, pass into the final third in total, 5th, and aerial duels, 6th. In the entire league, 6th. You know, only one centre-half in Europe's top 7 leagues is ranked in both the 95th percentile for defensive duel percentage and forward pass percentage this season. Matthijs de Ligt. I think he will come into the United side already understanding what the manager wants, at least to a 90-95% degree because of their prior relationship. That results in him not needing to adapt and adjust to the team or the manager, just adapt to the area. And at just 24 years of age, he's got experience. Look at some of the clubs he's been around. United shouldn't be too much for him, which it can be for some players. He's very much a leader. He was captain of that great Ajax side under Ten Hag when he was so young. He's got the potential to come here and really cement a place for himself. And I think, it's been a little bit hit and miss with Ten Hag signings that have been former players of his. But I think this one will be fine. I think this one will be fine. I think the injury concerns is a valid concern, especially when it's a knee injury. And I don't know enough if it is the same knee injury, but it's been a knee injury on 3 occasions. So let's hope it's not the same knee and it needs a bit more. But I'm hoping United do an extensive medical and we find that out. And if they give him a green light, let's hope it's enough that he's not going to have recurring injuries with it this season. But I still think we need another centre-half. If we do get him over the line, I still think we need at least one more centre-half. Give us your thoughts. Give it a score out of 10. De Ligt coming to United. How do you feel about it? Score it out of 10. And I'll see you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.